I'm always looking for the next best thing. Maybe that's a bad trait to have. Maybe that's the capitalistic mindset ingrained into my psyche. But when it comes to movies, especially queer movies, I can't help it. I need something. I'm literally always on the prowl for something else. Genuinely, if I go too long without watching a gay movie, I can't take it. It's one of the only things that keeps me going in this godforsaken world, and no one can take that away from me. So here's a list of some upcoming queer releases that I'm eagerly waiting to watch. Mostly lesbian as per usual because that's just what I'm mostly interested in. So let's get into it. First up, we have everyone's favorite book talk obsession for a hot minute. I am, of course, talking about nothing other than The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Now, if you were to ask me back then how I felt when the book was announced to be adapted into a Netflix film, I would have said, Jesus Christ, temper any and all expectations because this is going to be a shit show. I already know. The writing is on the walls. But as time has gone on, I've since calmed down a bit, literally against my will because this adaptation is taking forever to be made. It was announced a while ago, and since then, the directing hands have been passed. And there really hasn't been much in terms of news regarding the development of this project. I'm still excited, kind of, or maybe curious is a more accurate word for how I would describe how I feel about this film being made. If you don't know The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, it's about Evelyn Hugo, who's a famous Hollywood star who, in her old age, wants to recount her life and kind of create a biography of sorts, tell her story to the public. And she wants this specific reporter to do it. Her name is Monique Grant. And through her, she wants to tell her story, her life, completely with no secrets and just telling it all. And basically, the majority book is Evelyn recounting her career, her life, and, well, her seven husbands, as it says in the title, and her long and complicated relationship with another famous actress by the name of Celia St. James. Do I think the movie's gonna be good? That's a complicated question, but no, I don't think it's gonna be good. Do I only think that because it's a Netflix production? Kind of. It's not the only reason why, but that was the most important factor to make me feel that way. Am I still very, very disappointed that this book is not a limited series with each episode dedicated to each of the book's respective husbands and Celia St. James being an overarching character throughout each episode? Also, yes. But what can you do? I'm not the one in charge here. I will say that I'm actually kind of glad that the director changed from Leslie Headland to Margaret Betts, or Maggie Betts, because I'm not really familiar with Leslie's work. I've seen her body of work. I'm somewhat familiar with it. It doesn't inspire the most confidence, obviously. No one is defined by their past work, but it is an indicator of the future. But I have seen Betts's other two features. She only has two. Novitiate, which I feel like if you are aware of queer films and you watch them and you know about them, then you know about Novitiate, starring Margaret Qualley back in 2017 that came out? Honestly, I can't remember much about that movie, but I remember generally enjoying it. And I watched The Burial actually recently because I had heard that Betts was the director, or it had been passed over to Betts for Seven Husbands. And I was like, oh, I wasn't even aware that she made a new movie recently. So I watched The Burial. That was a fun movie. Didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Pretty fun if you want to give that a watch. Jamie Foxx gives a pretty funny and great performance in that. Yeah, it was just a fun courtroom drama. Just the right amount of drama and also the right amount of comedy. And yeah, just a fun time. She's definitely a competent director, and I'm interested to see what she'll do with this project. I think given the right circumstances and support and everything, all hope is not completely lost for this adaptation, guys. Obviously, knowing a film's director does not mean that the film is gonna be good or bad or whatever, but it could be a sign of something larger. Here's to hoping that Betsy's third feature is not only a commercial, but a critical success. The latter is what's more important to me. Because no one wants a shitty movie, okay? Okay, next I want to talk about The Old Guard 2. This is finally coming out. Oh my god, like, I remember thinking that this movie was going to come out in 2023, and then I was like, okay, 2024, maybe. And then I was like, are you serious? Really? And now it's finally coming out. It's mid-2025, but it's okay. It's here. It's coming. If you guys haven't watched the trailer, it dropped recently. I'll leave links to trailers for all these movies down below, if they have it. Some of these don't have any trailers. But I did indeed watch the trailer for it. Not enough Nikki and Joe for my taste personally, but we shall see how the film is going to be. Was the first film a masterpiece? I wouldn't say so, but did I think Nikki and Joe were a masterpiece? Yes. I swear to God, if they fuck their relationship up, someone will be answering to me. I went through Lexa's death. I am not playing here. I will admit, the trailer didn't inspire the greatest confidence in me, didn't look the best, didn't make me the most hopeful I could be, but I won't jump the gun. I'll hold my thoughts for when I actually watch the movie. If you haven't watched the first film, to get to the gist of it, it's a group of immortal beings, and Joe McKee and friends. And Joe McKee also goes by Andy. They face a big bad and also get used to a new addition to their crew, played by Kiki Lane. It's a kind of formulaic action movie that would be the exact type of movie that would be on Netflix. But I enjoyed it, okay? Looks like the second one will be Andy and her crew again, facing some type of big bad, but this time it's Uma Thurman, but also facing some other issues and obstacles along the way, like immortality, or are they, question mark. As a side note, I'm hoping but not expecting that Charlize's character will have something lesbian going on. I mean, look at her. Like, I feel like it's canon. I feel like it's basically established already in the first movie. We know Joe McKee and Quinn will meet again, so enemies to lovers to enemies again? To lovers again? I don't know what's gonna happen there. Are y'all gonna... or what? Let's be honest, that whole sequence in the first film, spoilers ahead, with Andy and Quinn, you know what scene I'm talking about, was steeped in homosexual subtext. And the part where Andy is injured and getting fixed up by Villanelle/Oksana's random ex-Russian girlfriend in Killing Eve, nobody else saw the tension there? Like, come on. If Andy was gender swapped to a man, there would be no argument whether or not she's attracted to this person or that person. But anyway, I got sidetracked. I just want my babies back on screen again and for them to not die. Please. That's all I really want. I'll be happy with just that. I just want them to be on my screen again.
That time in Malta.
Give it to me now!
Honey Don't is the next installment in married duo Ethan Coen and Trisha Cook's lesbian B-movie trilogy of sorts, I guess. To be honest, I don't really know why this whole endeavor exists. And the more I watch each movie that gets released, I don't know if I'm understanding more either why this endeavor exists. But, you know, I'm not complaining. I've seen people complain about Drive Away Dolls, and I'm not of that camp. Drive Away Dolls was cute. Maybe not hitting all the marks that they wanted to, but it was serviceable for what it was. I know some people hated it, but I don't know. It was just like a silly, off-kilter movie that's not really asking to be taken too seriously. Plus, Margaret Qualley looked good in it. At least to me she did, okay? Looks like Honey Don't will be in a similar vein as Drive Away Dolls. I mean, that makes sense. It's starring Margaret Qualley again, but with a different cast of characters, played by Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, Charlie Day, Talia Ryder, etc. Margaret Qualley is playing an investigator who is looking into a series of deaths that could be, and likely are, attached to some cult-like church run by Chris Evans. Much of the trailer for Honey Don't has the same energy and look to it as that of Drive Away Dolls, which is expected considering it's the same director and writer involved with the project. So, I mean, if you enjoy Drive Away Dolls, then you'll probably enjoy Honey Don't, right? And if you didn't enjoy Drive Away Dolls, then you probably won't enjoy Honey Don't, I guess. Or who knows? Maybe it'll surprise you when it comes out on August 22nd in the US, in theaters, I believe. Oh, also, by the way, the third movie, Go Beavers, is what it's called. That I assume will be coming out probably in 2026 or early 2027, since Honey Don't is coming out a year and a half or so since Drive Away Dolls release. So that is also coming out if you want to keep that on your radar. The Chronology of Water. Oof, I've been waiting for this one. The Chronology of Water, Kristen Stewart's directorial debut, headed by none other than Imogen Poots, premiered at Cannes not too long ago. I've been hearing down the grapevine, and of course by grapevine I mean early Letterboxd reviews of the film from Letterboxd users that happen to be at Cannes. I've been hearing that it might be a bit divisive. I don't know, guys. The ratings curve on Letterboxd does make me a bit cautious, I guess. But it's also a curve based on a pretty small sample size of viewers, so doesn't mean too much. It's also not to say that I even care that deeply about Letterboxd ratings. I watch things on my own and try to make my own judgments to the best of my abilities, but it is just something to note, if you're interested. I'm still excited for it. I'm interested to see Kristen's directing style. I'm interested to see Imogen Poots. I'm interested to see how the story unfolds. Looks like it's going to be a sort of coming-of-age tale about a woman dealing with not-so-great circumstances and her relationship to writing and water, swimming. If you've read the book, let me know what you think, because I have not read it, so I'll be going into it completely new. I guess I could read it before I watch the movie. That's true. I've done it for other things, so why can't I do it for this? That's a good question. That is a good question. Maybe I'll do it. I'll consider it. I don't know why, but Imogen Poots has become sort of an actor that me and Birth to Earth just keep bringing up and pay attention to, simply because of our watching of Green Room not too long ago. It's something about her name and her vibe. I guess it just intrigues us. Like, I don't know, it's just fun to say her name, Imogen Poots. Imogen Poots. We shall see how general audiences and I feel about the film when it gets picked up by a studio and probably premieres in theater sometime later this year. Hopefully, it gets picked up and released this year. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. Next on my list is Hot Milk. It's already premiered as well at some film festival or a film festival, I believe, because there's reviews, ratings of it. So, from what I've seen, it's premiered to not so great of reception, but it's releasing in the UK more widely on July 4th, not too long from now. Based on the trailer, it follows Emma Mackey and Fiona Shaw as Sophia and Rose, respectively, daughter and mother, who embark on a trip to Spain in an effort to find a cure to Rose's illness, Fiona Shaw's illness, her character's illness, at least. Throughout the film, looks like this mother-daughter relationship gets more constrained, and Emma Mackey's character starts getting also involved with the enigmatic Vicky Creeps' character, Ingrid. I can't say much about the film, because I haven't seen it, obviously, but it does look pretty. The trailer is interesting as well. I don't know if I'll like it, but I do like Vicky Creeps and Fiona Shaw as actors. They're both such comforting presences on screen, although Fiona Shaw can be a bit scary too, depending on the character that she's playing. Don't really know much about Emma Mackey, so be interested to see that. I haven't seen her on screen. Obviously, I know about Sex Education. If any of y'all managed to catch a screening of it in the UK earlier than me over here in the US, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Next up is Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, I think this way you pronounce it. It's gonna be Jane Schoenbrun's next feature and third one at that. It's starring Gillian Anderson and Hannah Einbinder. And honestly, it sounds great already. I didn't love We're All Going to the World's Fair, but I did enjoy I Saw the TV Glow. So I'm really excited to see what she does for her next film. I also love both Gillian and Hannah, so I am 100% in with this project. The plot sounds so incredibly up my alley. A queer filmmaker is hired to direct a new installment of a long-running slasher franchise. The director fixates on the prospect of casting the final girl from the original movie, and the two women descend into a frenzy of psychosexual mania. You know, I do love a good psychosexual drama. I don't often say this, but I have trust. I have trust in this. In all three of them to make a great project. I'll definitely be tuning in for when this releases. By the way, have any of y'all been watching Hacks season 4? I don't know, like, why is Hacks such an underrated show? At least, it feels like it to me. I'm like, why are people not talking about this show? It's it's so good. Check it out, please. Hannah Einbinder and Jean Smart, a duo match made in heaven. I honestly can't remember the last time I watched an on-screen duo like this that is funny and interesting and dramatic and toxic, but also lovely and just everything and all of the above. So yeah, check it out, please. If you're watching Hacks and you want to leave a comment and say something, also do that, please. Next film, another film that premiered at Cannes recently, is called Love Letters, or by my butchered French pronunciation, Des Preuves d'amour. That's probably such a poor pronunciation of that title. Anyways, I'm actually really excited for this one. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, mainly because Ella Woof, I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. I've heard it multiple times and I'm sorry, okay? I don't know how to pronounce French words in a French accent, whatever. Her last name might not even be French because I'm pretty sure she's a Swiss actor or French or both. I don't know. Yeah, I've been thinking about it lately because she's in it and she looks mighty fine, guys. She looks mighty, mighty fine. And I've had a bit of a crush on her ever since I watched her in 2016's Raw, Julia Ducournau's film. The French film is going to be a sort of blend between comedy and drama, and it's going to follow a lesbian couple in 2014 dealing with the process of trying to get their first child. It's Alice Duart's first feature and loosely related to her 2022 short film, Expecting, which I want to watch so badly, but I can't find that fucking thing anywhere. But anyway, there's a teaser out there right now, and it looks promising already. Ella is one of my favorite young, underrated French actresses right now, mainly because of her performance in Raw. And I've been hoping and waiting for her to play a lesbian role, and she finally is. Like, I knew it was coming. Like, before it was announced and everything, I knew. I was like, she's gonna do it. I don't know when, but she's gonna do it. And she did it. God, I'm so good at these things. Like, I just know. I'm hoping she'll get the hype she deserves from this film. It looks like people are enjoying it so far, so looking forward to watching it when it eventually makes the rounds over here and I can see it. Okay, the next one is another French film. Yeah, you know me and the French. It's called Queens of Drama. Directed and co-written by Alexis Langlois. Sorry if I'm butchering that last name. I don't know his work, and this will be the first of his that I see. But if what I've seen and heard about it already means anything, then I think this will be a delight to watch. It actually premiered at Cannes last year, but I don't think there's any ability for us US people to watch it anywhere as of right now. Sad. Release it in the US. Hello. It actually might have been already announced that it's going to be released in the US and don't know when. It's a futuristic drama comedy type, or at least it looks like it. Follows two women and their relationship over the years of their ups and downs as famous pop stars, or maybe one of them is one, and as lovers. From what I've seen, it just looks cheerful and fun and campy and colorful and unique and different. I think it'll be a treat to watch once I can finally find it somewhere. Yeah, that's that. Next up, I have Mother Mary, a film that doesn't have a release date and is pretty slim in details as of right now. It's the next upcoming film by David Lowery, who I've only seen The Green Knight from, which I thought was, beautiful gowns. Not my favorite in terms of story, but it looked pretty. It looked good. Not much to say about this one, other than it's lesbian. The plot sounds intriguing, an epic pop melodrama following a fictional musician and her relationship with an iconic fashion designer. And the cast is very promising. We got Anne Hathaway, Michaela Cole, Hunter Schafer, FKA Twigs. Just pretend I don't see Kaya Gerber there. Alba Baptista, and Sean Clifford. Yeah, I feel like I can't really say much about this since there isn't much out there, but excited for it. Looks like it'll be interesting, and I'll have more thoughts once there's a trailer of some sort. Okay, last one for this video. It's a TV show, guys. Can you guess what it is? I am talking about Big Swiss. Woo! If you watch Killing Eve, then you likely know about Big Swiss. I actually read the book for this, which is rare. I don't really do that. I enjoyed it. Not my favorite book, but it was entertaining. Mostly just read it because I knew I wanted to watch the show, which will be created by Kaylee Llewellyn and headed by Jodie Comer, who is currently the only actor attached to the project right now. She'll be playing Flavia, or Big Swiss, a woman who attends sex therapy sessions and becomes an object of obsession and desire for the book's main character, Greta. Greta is an older woman who lives in New York, upstate New York, I think, if I recall correctly, and she transcribes these sex therapy sessions for a living, not just of Big Swiss or Flavia, but for this therapist's multiple clients. And one of the clients just so happens to be Big Swiss. Somehow they both get involved with each other, and then things get kind of messy. I'll leave it at that for those who haven't read the book. I'm always excited to see Jodie in new projects. I think she's a brilliant actor, and Kaylee Llewellyn's work on the show In My Skin is great. I watched it knowing that she was going to be the creator of Big Swiss, and I was like, well, I have to see what a show created by her is going to be like, or could be like. And In My Skin is honestly really great. I feel like people don't really talk about it. It's pretty depressing as a show, but great performances, pretty great writing, and really short but powerful, packs a punch. Kind of, dare I say, one of the best TV shows surrounding high school main characters that I've seen, in addition to, like, Scam, for example. One of my favorite teen representations. And yeah, so that is it for the video. There are over 30 things I wanted to include in this, but it was getting too long. So let me know if you want me to make another video with more films and TV shows that I know are coming out that I'm looking forward to. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what you're personally excited about. I'm always eager to know other people's thoughts. Follow me on Letterboxd if you want to see what else I got in my various lists. I do have my most anticipated list. You can find all these films there, and also other films as well that I wanted to include. This was Room to Tune, and I'll see y'all next time.